family, it's me, Jackie Day, and I want to welcome you to my home and to another episode of Hearth and Apron. In today's episode, I have a cook and clean with me fun that I cannot wait to share with you. We have 3 recipes that are super fast and easy to make, as well as we're just going to kind of pick up in the kitchen and living room to hope to give you that motivation that you might need. If you haven't already subscribed down below, hit that button and let's get going because we have things to do. For today's first recipe, I'm going to share one of our family favorites, chicken enchilada soup. What you need to do is start with some broth. I used about 32 ounces. This is some bone broth that I made with a rotisserie chicken, 1 onion, and a head of garlic. I put it in my Instapot for 2 hours and then I strained it out, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pepper. Now, obviously you're going to want to salt to your choice, but if you did broth, I don't recommend you using any salt until you've tasted it. After that, add 1 can of Makeover's enchilada sauce and let the flavors just kind of blend on the stove. Because I used a rotisserie chicken to make my broth, I actually just saved the meat and set it aside, and I'm going to chop it up and just add it to the pot. If you did not use a rotisserie chicken to make this today, just go ahead and grab a couple chicken breasts and throw them into the broth that you've made and let them cook. Once they're done, shred them or chop them up as you please, add them back to the pot, and your dinner's pretty much ready to go. All you need to do is throw in some cheese, sour cream, chives, some black olives, and throw some chips on the side and you have dinner ready. Alright guys, it's time for some cleaning motivation. Let's go ahead and clean up the kitchen. As you can tell, right now we're just going to go ahead and do a quick pickup, and then I am going to wash the dishes and scrub up this sink, and we're going to refill the beverage fridge before I am just going to head out for the night, and we will come back for a day 2 of cleaning after another recipe.
On it goes, round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute, taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes, swinging down in life, you know. Breathing out air for a minute, yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here, make everything disappear? Can play my favorite song, put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here, make everything disappear? Lay low in the beaching sun, put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah, put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah. Listening to me crime, to get a little lost in everybody's business. Why don't we all calm down?
So I gotta ask, do you guys like washing dishes? This is actually one of my least favorite chores, but somehow it's the chore that when I finish it, I feel the most complete and like I've done the most. It's kind of funny how that works out, right? Let me know down below. What do you think? Are dishes something that you enjoy, or is it just something that needs to be done?
Breathing out air for a minute, taking my time to begin with. On it goes, swinging down in life, you know. Breathing out air for a minute, yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here, make everything disappear? Can play my favorite song, put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here, make everything disappear? Lay low in the beaching sun, put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah, put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah. It's a good life, sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks. Citrus in our beverages, show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering her faces. You know it is all lies, you know it is all lies. Hey, would you rather stay right here, make everything disappear? Can play my favorite song, put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here, make everything disappear? Lay low in the beaching sun, put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah, put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah. in this trashy bar. Another glass and I am going places. Makes me laugh about the irony of everything. I like the way you're thinking. I don't really care about the music on the dance floor. I don't really mind all the smokers in the bathroom. I don't care at all, baby, you got my attention. So you were saying, oh no, I don't see the logic of things. It's quite a lonely world that we're living in. Oh baby, you are something special, I'm sure. Everything makes total sense when you're next to me.
So right now I am using soft scrub with bleach to clean out my sink. I have to admit, I used to use Mrs. Meyer's, but when the pandemic happened, I went ahead and grabbed this because it had the bleach in it, and it has been so helpful with my porcelain sink. It is a secondhand sink that I was so lucky to receive, but it is really susceptible to staining, and this soft scrub takes care of that completely. My sink looks better than it has ever been. I completely recommend soft scrub with bleach.
Wanna go? I am all about adventure times. Another drink and I'll go anywhere. The way you smell, like a flash in the universe. You are illuminating. I don't really care about the people in the bar line. I don't really mind all the who goes doing stage dives. I don't care at all, baby, you got my attention. So you were saying, I don't see the logic of things. It's quite a lonely world that we're living in. Oh baby, you are something special, I'm sure. Everything makes total sense when you're next to me.
Okay, so I don't know if you can tell that I am putting these in rainbow order, but I learned this trick from Brianna Kay, and you know what? It really just does make everything just look so much more visually beautiful when everything just kind of flows that way. So I really enjoy making my LaCroix in rainbow order. So now we have our next recipe. This is what I'm calling buttery chicken and zucchini. It is incredibly simple. Basically, you're just going to melt some butter in your pan, throw in some garlic, let it saute for just a second, and then throw in some nicely chopped zucchini. And I'm just gonna let this saute in here with a little bit of garlic salt until it starts to brown a little bit. And then I'm gonna take it out of the pan and it's time to cook my chicken. Okay, so now for the chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some garlic in my pan with some olive oil, and I'm gonna let this saute for a second. And then I have 3 thinly chopped breasts. They're kind of cut horizontally, so they're ultra thin. And I'm just gonna set those inside, and I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic salt, some paprika, some pepper, and I'm just gonna kind of let them cook a little bit. A little bit more seasonings on the other side, a little bit of parsley, and I'm gonna let them cook for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side, and then I'm gonna flip them. And then I'm gonna add that zucchini back in, let those flavors mingle just a little bit, and it's ready to dish. This is a great low carb, easy recipe. As you can see, my daughter had peas because she didn't enjoy the zucchini, but I think that this was a great meal. Let me know what you think. Okay, we are on day 2 of this cleaning adventure. As you can see, I'm just going to kind of pick up where I left off from yesterday. I did go ahead and wash all of my dishes and get the dishes from yesterday put away so that you did not have to see me watch more dishes yet again in my perpetual Groundhog's Day. But let's go ahead and get all these surfaces cleaned up, then we're going to get the floor. And then I have another recipe to share for you before we go ahead and tackle the kitchen and the giant mountain of laundry you will see in the background.
tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to that horrid bitter. Maybe you taste different. Hold up, baby, I can sit beside you while you're going on about your simple life. Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different. Go on, blow up your ego, your undying ego. Oh, look here he goes, stepping on toes with his humble lacking everlasting ego. I guess it never hit you. Our conversation takes two, paying it some interest from time to time. Inside all that greatness and all of your adventures, you're all alone. Hold up, baby, I can sit beside you while you're going on about your simple life. Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different. Go on, blow up your ego, your undying ego. Oh, look here he goes, stepping on toes with his humble lacking everlasting ego. Oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. Oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes with his humble lacking everlasting ego. Someone hurt your feelings not that long ago, and every bit of you couldn't face the truth that maybe you're just not that nice and humble kind. That would be a lie. Go on, blow up your ego, your undying ego. Oh, look here he goes, stepping on toes with his humble lacking everlasting ego. Oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. Oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes with his humble lacking everlasting.
For this episode's last recipe, I am going to make white spaghetti with chicken. Now, white spaghetti is something that my granny used to make for me when I was a little kid, and it is one of my favorite things. It's so nostalgic and comforting to me. We're gonna add some chicken to it this time, so I'm gonna cook it up in olive oil, and I have some pre-diced chicken that I'm just gonna use, and I'm gonna add whatever seasoning you normally add to your chicken is what I suggest. I add some salt and some other seasonings, but for some reason, they kind of got cut out of this. So just whatever it is that you normally do just for your standard chicken. I think I have salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika in this one. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cook it up on the side. And while this is cooking and the noodles are done, I'm gonna go ahead and put them onto a pan with butter. And I'm just gonna mix it all around and let that butter just soak in all over the noodles. Now, this is actually the time that you should add garlic salt. I kind of mess up in the recipe here and add my chicken first, which is not the greatest idea because then you're seasoning your chicken as well as the noodles, which are already seasoned. So put that garlic salt on before you add your chicken, then go ahead, add your chicken, and then cover it with Parmesan cheese. And I am telling you, this is outstanding. You put it in your oven at 425 until the cheese starts to get golden. And this is a wonderful quick treat. I actually really like to do this with veggie noodles because then it kind of gives those extra nutrients while we're still having this great treat that tastes yummy. If you try any of the recipes that I've had in tonight's episode, please let me know. I cannot wait to hear how they turned out for you and what you thought of them. And don't forget to tag me on Instagram so I can see your pictures. All right, guys, this is the last part of our cleaning motivation today. We are going to go ahead and tackle this giant mountain of laundry. And after that, we're going to go ahead and get my living room floors cleaned up. And I just want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that this is giving you all the motivation you need. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe down below and let me know who you are and where you're from. I would love to get to know you.
I was out of town to find myself a way to get myself out of this world. You were not about, and I blame myself. I should have blamed myself, but that's what I've heard. And now I'm staying at night and the sun is out. What can we just go and spend it all where we wanna be? We were out of line, out of our minds. We couldn't fantasize about nothing more. And now it's day to night and the sun is out. What can we just go and spend it all where we wanna be? It's late at night and the sun is out. What can we just go and spend it all where we wanna be? Had to stay inside, I had to hide. Started to realize where I wanna be. Now it's late at night and the sun is out. What can we just go and spend it all where we wanna be? It's late at night and the sun is out. What can we just go and spend it all where we wanna be?
So what I'm spraying on everything right now is a fabric spray that I get from Mrs. Meyer's from Grove Collaborative, and it's from the Fresh Cut Grass scent, and I'm basically just spraying it on the pillows and rugs and blankets just to kind of give a wonderful smell all through the house.
Anything you want me to think about it. If I could, I'd burn down the moon and give that to stars and sun are separated, rainbow colors.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Heart and Apron. I hope that it brought you all the motivation that you were looking for. Leave me an emoji down below so that I know you made it to the end and I can say thank you. Also, I just hope that you have an absolutely magical day.